Since when is reading a dangerous pastime? Well, if you're reading the books on today's list, then it for sure can be deadly. From books filled with curses to others that will kill you. Let's talk about this and more only in today's video. Top 5 demon books you should never read, part 2. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Top 5. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I am back with another part to this series. But before I begin, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Top 5 for more spooky content. And now, let's get on with the video. Starting off this countdown, we have The Orphans Story. The Orphans Story is an adventure book about a Spanish teen who heads to the Spanish Empire in search for fortune. Doesn't sound like a scary story at all, right? Well, wrong. This book is apparently very cursed. So it was written in the early 1600s by a monk who broke his sacred vow. His name was Martin de Leon Cardenas. But here's the thing. The book didn't get published until 2018. Why? Because anyone who worked on the book or helped with its publication died under mysterious circumstances. Hence why people started to say that this book was cursed. For example, one editor died in a horrific accident. The other couple of editors died of strange illnesses. Now, you're probably wondering the same thing that I was. How come this seemingly innocent book got cursed? Well, that still remains a mystery. Some believe it was cursed after the author broke his vow. It was cursed as a punishment for his betrayal. Whereas others believe the book is cursed by the devil himself. But it seems as if the curse has been lifted now, so no need to worry. Maybe that's because the author is long gone. Once he died, the curse was lifted. Anyways, in 1965, a woman named Belinda Palacios discovered this book hidden in the archives of the Hispanic Society of America. Everyone warned her about the curse, but she didn't listen. She began working on this book for 2 years. Eventually, in 2018, it finally got published. And it's believed that the curse, again, like I said, is lifted. Either way, I'm not going to tempt my fate by reading it. But let me know in the comments below, are you brave enough to read this cursed book? In our 4th spot today, we have the Great Omar. This book has quite the dark past. So in 1909, a man named Sansgorsky decided to create a much fancier version of the book, The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Anyways, he bejeweled it and made the cover look beautiful. It took him 2,500 hours to create. In the end, it had 1,500 precious stones / semi-precious stones, 4,900 leather inlays, and 600 sheets of 22-karat gold leaf. It's honestly a very beautiful book. But the thing is, no one wanted to buy this super expensive book when they could literally get the same book without all that for much cheaper. So all that time and effort was for nothing. No one wanted to buy it. Now, eventually it was put up for auction, but only sold for £450. Ugh. Now, the book was shipped, but it never got to its buyer. Why? Well, the ship it was being transported on was the Titanic, and the book went down with the ship. But wait, get this. Only a few weeks later, the creator of this book mysteriously drowns. Ain't that a freaky coincidence? But that's not all. A second version of this book was created and they called it the Great Omar 2. It was then placed in a bank vault. But the bank was hit by a bomb during the London Blitz of World War II, and this copy was destroyed as well. Then a third copy was created and donated to the British Library, where apparently it is still to this day. But due to its dark past, many believe that this book is cursed and that bad things will happen to whoever owns it. I'd say, like, dang, that was bad luck from the get-go. Like, as soon as he created it, it was just bad luck everywhere. In our 3rd spot today, we have the Voynich Manuscript. This manuscript was discovered in an old chest in Rome in 1912, and is believed to have been written sometime in the early 15th century. Now, there is a lot of mystery surrounding this book. For starters, we really don't know who wrote it. Apparently, it was purchased by the Roman Emperor Rudolph II, who believed it had been written by Roger Bacon. But Bacon lived in the 12th century, and the paper carbon dated to the 15th. So like, that doesn't add up. What the heck is going on? Now, the first known owner of the book was an alchemist named George Barish. One day he found the book in his library and he was like, okay, how the heck did it get there? I don't know this book. After him, the book was owned by a number of emperors and officials. Again, no one has ever been able to decipher this 240-page book. Even the best cryptographers and linguists in the world haven't been able to decipher it. Not only that, but the book contains images of plants that have been long extinct. And it also has images of intricate astrological signs. As a result, this book has been deemed the world's most mysterious book and the Everest of historical code breaking. Now, there are a number of theories associated with this book. One is that it was created by aliens, hence why we don't understand the language. It's some alien language. The second theory is that it was created by a demon or the devil himself. In fact, people think that by deciphering this book, it will unleash a curse and kill whoever reads it. This is also why the book has become one of the most feared books of all time. In fact, a number of people who have tried to translate this book have gone on to have years and years of bad luck. Coming in at number 2, we have the Necronomicon. I know what you're thinking. Lindsay, this is a fictional book. Why is this on this list? Well, a number of people believe this book to be real. Obviously, this is a horror channel, so you probably all know about this book, but here's a little refresher. The Necronomicon, also called The Book of the Dead, is a fictional book created by H.P. Lovecraft. It's featured in the Evil Dead movies, and reading it can release literal hell. So it is an ancient grimoire bound in human skin with its images and text inked in human blood. Yum. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Lovecraft insisted it was a made-up book, but true fans of the occult think otherwise. The book, in fact, exists, but is hidden so that it will never cause any harm. Now, Lovecraft says the idea of the book came to him in a dream, so many think that the spirits of this book chose Lovecraft to reveal it, meaning the book is really out there somewhere. Now, real-life publishers decided to produce physical copies of this book, but obviously those books don't harness real evil powers. But who knows? Maybe one day we will unearth the real Necronomicon. Let's hope not. Seriously, let's keep this as a fictional book. I've seen Evil Dead. I'm not about it, okay? And in our number 1 spot today, we have the Untitled Grimoires. Back in 2013, 2 mysterious books appeared online by a bookseller. The books were quite weird. They were handwritten in red ink with weird symbols all throughout it. Turns out that these books were real-life witch spell books. But here's the thing. Once a witch dies, their spell books are supposed to be burned. These 2 books were not burned after the witch's death, meaning that they are now highly cursed. In fact, the seller warned how cursed they were. Like, who would willingly buy a cursed book? Not me. Anyways, the book itself comes with a warning written on its first page. It says, and I quote, "To those not of this craft, the reading of this book is forbidden. Proceed no further, or justice will exact a swift and terrible retribution, and you surely will suffer at the hand of the craft." So if you're not a witch and you bought this book, you're basically screwed, RIP. The books were listed online for over $13,000. That's a lot of money to pay for a curse. But we don't know for sure if anyone actually bought them. So hey, go ahead and check them out if you got money to spend and if you aren't afraid of a little curse. Now, apparently this book is filled with a lot of dark materials, like how to perform exorcisms and how to summon demons. Whereas the other book contains stuff on alchemy, ceremonial perfumes, cures, etc. Hey, maybe there's a spell in there that will teach you how to break the book's curse. Who knows? If you want it, go buy it. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Let me know in the comments below which one of these books spooked you the most. And if you had to read one of them, which one would you choose? Choose wisely. And now, speaking of comments, let's move on to our comment shout-out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from the video. Top 10 demon books you should never read. It was part 1. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Andy Maggio, sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong, commented, "I have a copy of The Lesser Key. Not a thing has happened to me so far, luckily." First of all, that rhymed. I have a copy of The Lesser Key. Not a thing has happened to me so far, luckily. Sorry. Maybe you've been cursed with the ability to rhyme all the time. Mound Shrewd commented, "Water is also cursed. 100% of the people who drink water eventually dry. 100% of the people who drink water eventually die." You're not wrong. Honestly, you could just say everything's cursed. The earth is cursed because whoever is brought into this world has to die. So everything is cursed, okay? Food is cursed. Maddie Luna commented, "The way I just found them all on Amazon, LMAO." Yeah, it's true. I don't know why everyone is like selling copies of these cursed books online. Clearly, they want us all to die. So Just keep that in mind. Read at your own risk, guys. Alright guys, that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Top 5 for more spooky videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and stay spooky, YouTube. I'll see you when I see ya.